I found my ex-girlfriend's secret diary and was shocked by what was inside. After Amy and I broke up, I decided to move into her apartment for a while. I needed a place to clear my head, and her place was close to work. I thought it would be temporary, but things turned out differently. One evening, while cleaning the closet, I stumbled upon an old notebook hidden between some books. On the cover it said, "My Thoughts." At first, I thought it was just her notes, but opening it, I realized it was her personal diary. I wasn't sure if I should read it, but curiosity won. On the first page, there was an entry about our first date. Then about her doubts, fears, and even some of my actions she never voiced out loud. The more I read, the more I understood how little I knew about her true feelings. It turned out she felt lonely even when she was with me, that she was afraid of losing me, but at the same time wanted to run away. The diary also contained things that shocked me. Mentions of her seeing someone else while we were supposedly together. Not just random encounters, but something serious. I stood at a crossroads. Destroy the diary and forget about it, or learn the whole truth and face the pain. What would you do if you were me? The next morning, I couldn't shake off the thoughts from the diary. Every page pulled me deeper into her world, one I never really saw. I kept reading late into the night, even though a part of me begged me to stop. One entry caught my eye more than others. It was dated just a few weeks before we broke up. She wrote about feeling trapped, about how she struggled to tell me that she wasn't happy anymore, but was too afraid to be alone. Then came a paragraph that made my stomach drop. "Sometimes I wonder if he really knows me at all. I keep secrets, little lies. There's someone else not because I don't care, but because I'm lost. That someone else I had no idea." The diary didn't say who he was, but the hints were there. A coworker, someone she met at a cafe. I felt betrayed, yes, but also confused. Was I just blind to everything happening right next to me? The more I read, the more I realized how much pain she was hiding, pain she never shared with me. We both were stuck in silence, hurting in different ways. I tried to call her, but she didn't answer. I debated whether to confront her or just keep this secret to myself. The diary was a Pandora's box, and I wasn't sure if opening it was worth the cost. The days that followed reading the diary felt like I was trapped in a maze with no exit. Every page was a confession, a secret I had never been privy to, and each one cut deeper than the last. I tried to keep my emotions in check, but it was impossible. The person I thought I knew so well was someone else entirely, layered with fears, desires, and regrets she never voiced. One entry described an argument we had months before the breakup, an argument I thought we'd both forgotten. She wrote about how hurt she was when I dismissed her feelings, how she felt invisible, and how that night had planted a seed of doubt in her heart. Reading it, I remembered the scene vividly. Me, frustrated and tired, shutting down instead of trying to understand. Then, there was the part where she confessed feeling suffocated, overwhelmed by my expectations and her own insecurities. She wrote about lying awake for hours, wrestling with whether to stay or leave. She spoke of wanting to tell me everything but fearing that honesty would push me away. The diary also revealed moments of joy, laughter, and love, proof that what we had wasn't all lost. But those moments were overshadowed by the loneliness she hid behind a smile. The most painful discovery was her secret relationship. It wasn't some reckless fling. It was complicated and messy, born from shared pain and misunderstanding. She described late-night talks, quiet gestures, and the comfort she found in someone who seemed to see her in ways I never did. I struggled to piece everything together. How had I missed all of this? Was I too self-absorbed, or simply blind to the signs? I wanted to confront her, to ask why she never told me any of this, but fear held me back. What if the truth shattered what little remained of our connection? Instead, I kept the diary hidden, reading it over and over, trying to understand not just her but myself. After days of wrestling with my thoughts and the secrets the diary revealed, I finally decided I needed answers. I couldn't keep living in this limbo, caught between the past and the unknown. I called Amy again, this time determined to speak to her, no matter what. To my surprise, she picked up. Her voice was quiet, almost fragile. I asked if we could meet and talk not about the past we had shared, but about the diary and everything I'd read. She hesitated, but eventually agreed. We met at a small coffee shop, a neutral place where neither of us felt cornered. I started carefully, telling her about finding the diary and some of the things I had read. I was careful not to accuse or judge. Instead, I wanted to understand. Her eyes filled with tears. She admitted she had written everything as a way to process her feelings, things she wasn't ready to share. She confessed the secret relationship had been a mistake, something that happened when she felt lost and alone. But she also said something that hit me hard. She never wanted to hurt me. She was scared of losing me, scared of being vulnerable. We talked for hours, peeling back layers of misunderstandings and regrets. I realized that despite the pain and betrayal, what we had wasn't just a failure. It was a complex, messy story of two people trying to find themselves. By the end of that day, we didn't have all the answers, and maybe we never would. But at least we had started a conversation, a chance to heal, whether together or apart. After our conversation at the coffee shop, something shifted inside me. The weight of secrets and misunderstandings felt a little lighter. Amy and I didn't jump back into a relationship, it was too complicated for that. But we agreed to try to rebuild some trust, even if that meant just being honest with each other. I kept the diary, not as a weapon or a reminder of betrayal, but as a testament to the imperfect, tangled reality of human emotions. It reminded me that love isn't always clean or simple, and sometimes the people we care about carry their own battles silently. I started reflecting on my own flaws, how I might have missed signs, how I had my own fears that kept me from truly connecting. The diary was not just her story, but a mirror to my own shortcomings. Life moved on. Some days were easier, some harder, but I learned that sometimes, understanding the pain behind the silence is the first step to healing. Maybe the diary was a painful discovery, but it was also a gift, a chance to grow, forgive, and finally let go. If you like this video, please subscribe for more.